Good afternoon, people and peopleettes. I'm here for a vinyl update. I want to start off here with a few CDs that I've picked up here and there. First one is Whitesnake, Slip of the Tongue, remaster. I have some of their other remasters. They've redone all of them. There's some deluxe editions floating around and some vinyl versions, and they're also working on a new album. Picked these up at Goodwill, Midnight Syndicate. And this one's called Vampire Symphonies of the Crypt. Sort of like an ambient, gothic type music. By the looks of it, you can probably tell that. It's actually really good. Another one from the same group, The 13th Hour, Midnight Syndicate. These came out in 2000 something or other. All of these that I'm showing. They were mixed in with some orchestral music and some classical music. I'm assuming it was from the same artist. Or from the same collection, rather. Nox Arcana is the name of this group. Dark Lore Manor is the album title. And this one's similar to the other group. So yeah, it was pretty cool to find those. This has 21 tracks. Also picked up the current magazine from Mad Magazine. The current magazine, Mad Magazine. I'll have to get it right in a minute. April issue. I think I have all of these so far since the reboot, whenever that was. Some 45s I got to show here. Pat Boone, Moody River, and 1,000 Years. Another Pat Boone with Love Me and Mr. Moon. Pat Boone Moon. This one's Ken Griffith. It's just 2 Christmas songs on both sides. I think those three came from Kat's collection when she was thinning some things out. Sugarloaf with Green-Eyed Lady and West of Tomorrow on Liberty. I think I already have that, but now I have it twice. Tracy Ullman with They Don't Know and My Heart. You Broke My Heart in 17 Places, which was the title of the album, I think, that she did. On to the albums. This one we picked up, or I picked up at, actually Kat found it for me. We went record shopping recently, which we said we wouldn't want to do because we're saving money, but we broke down and we did. So this is the new Bauhaus. This was supposed to come out on Black Friday, Record Store Day, and we went and we didn't see it. This is the Bella Sessions. It's the Bela Lugosi's Dead official reissue. Complete recording session with previously unreleased tracks, mastered from the original tapes, and it also it's 180 gram and it contains a poster. And that's the only vinyl that I bought that day when we went out. There's like a replica of the, I guess, the original sleeve that the tape had came in. I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to look like. It's on Leaving Records. And there's the other side. Classic Bauhaus. But yeah, I seen that. It's like, oh my god, because I'd already given up looking for it. And I was looking at, I don't know, probably the metal or something, and Kat had held it up and it's like, oh my god. I said, is there any more of those? Because obviously sometimes when it's something you really want or something that's new, you don't get a chance to have multiple copies. Also came with this poster, which is the album cover in reverse, and upside down. It's the album cover in negative, I should say. I think this was the original album cover, and then with the reissue here, I think they've pulled this up right. With the reissue, they've got it reversed. I think that's how it is, but I'd have to look, because I do have this on the original single, but I think it only has 2 tracks on it. This one has Bela Lugosi's Dead, of course, Some Faces, Bite My Hip, Harry, and Boys. And Bela Lugosi's Dead was the very first song that Bauhaus recorded. And the version that you hear, the version that you've always heard if you're familiar with the song, was the first take of the song, is what I read, and Peter Murphy had said that, so I guess he would know what he's talking about. And then some other stuff that I've been picking up here and there. Holiday in Hawaii, Luau Time, Jesse Kalima and his group. This one's autographed right here. You can see that. It's autographed on the back too. Looks like right up here. I like Hawaiian music. That's an awesome label. Look at that. Let me turn it around the right way. That's really cool. And then this one was, I showed some from this artist the other day. Meryl Womack. This one's I Stood at Calvary. I guess that's supposed to be him standing there. I'd seen this previously at a, excuse me, at a used record or a used video place that sold records, and almost bought it, and I didn't get it, and then I found it, I don't know, quite a few months later at, I guess it was at Goodwill. I guess that's where I got that. It's all just a blur, isn't it? Not the record, but my record shopping. The Roaring Twenties, this is a Grand Award, performed by Enoch Alight and the Charleston City All-Stars. These were the first Enoch Alight records, I think, on Grand Award, before he started releasing them on, or redoing the ping pong percussion on his command label. And this one, I'm pretty sure I have this already, but this is like one of those bad record covers. Not that a lot of the stuff I show isn't, but this one is a classic one. Mary Jane and Polly singing together like we did back home. And I think I have this record and another one of them a little bit later, but I seen it and it's like, yeah, just have to have it on Word Records. This inner sleeve is like sort of chewed up there, but it has some really cool releases on there, I thought, which I always like looking at those. A lot of these on here I don't think I've ever seen. So on Cap Records, that says Cap, but the album's on Word, so I guess that's not the original sleeve. But you know, I could have put that in there myself, because like I said, I've been doing that when I've been buying records at thrift stores. If they don't have a sleeve, I've been putting them in a sleeve. I need to put that back in there the same way it was in there. Probably why it wouldn't fit. Alrighty then. And then this one here, Sacred Record, I Hear Music, 14 favorite songs by Sacred's leading artists. He's got his head like right up there to the speaker. It's like all you have to do is turn it up. You don't really have to do that. Let's see if there's anybody on here that's recognizable. Actually, it just gives the song lyric, or the song titles. It don't even tell you who it is. Yeah, well, here it is in small print. Ralph Carmichael Orchestra. I have quite a few from that artist. The other ones on here I don't really recognize. There's the Ralph Carmichael Singers. Other than those, Bob McGrath. I want to say that that's the guy that was originally on Sesame Street. And I don't know if that's him or not. Bob McGrath. It might not be him, but either way. Then I also have Connie Francis, Twist. In case you couldn't see, it says Twist right there. I didn't realize Connie Francis did this album until I seen it. Arranged by Sammy Lowe on MGM. It has Mr. Twister, Teach Me How to Twist, Kiss and Twist, Ring-a-Ding, Hey Ring-a-Ding. Yep. Connie Francis. These next two I was originally going to be named after this guy, and I guess I'm assuming he's a famous actor, but apparently he sings too. Chad Everett. This was on the list of one of the names that my parents had picked out. All Strung Out is the name of this one on MGM too. I like the name Chad Everett. I would have been okay with that name, but I don't think it really suits me. But, you know, whatever. Here's another one from old Chad. I can imagine he is old Chad now, since he was probably in his 20s or 30s here. There's him and horsing around. I wonder if that horse is still alive. Sort of a morbid thing to think, isn't it? This one's on Calliope Records. Look at this label. That's a really cool label, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I'm a little strange. The Fireside Theater with Dear Friends. I have some of Fireside Theater, but I don't really know which ones I have and which ones I don't have. But this one was at Goodwill, so I went ahead and got it just in case. It's a double album. I'll just pull one of these out, show the label. And it has this actually says the inner sleeve, which I think is funny. Has a lot of good reading there. It's just on Columbia, the red Columbia label. These records look like they've never been played, so Fireside Theater is sort of like I don't know how I would describe it really. Anybody out there that collects records would probably know what it is. I can't come up with anything. Sort of like a play put to a record, but that's not really a good description. Percy Faith, I Think I Love You is the name of this one. And they do that song and a theme from Love Story. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. I Don't Know How to Love Him. My Sweet Lord, Rose Garden. I just love these records when they cover current songs that were current at the time, and then they do their version with their sound, and I always think it's really great. The master of that was Ray Conniff, I think. The Best of Country Comedy. Funny Philosophers and Their Down-Home Country Humor. This one has Archie Campbell, Homer and Jethro, Dave Gardner, Junior Samples, to name a few. Fannie Flagg is on here. She was on Match Game a lot, I think. So yeah, Junior Samples alone is worth picking it up for. And the last one I got here, the Brothers Four sing Lennon and McCartney. That was sort of a cool find, I thought. I always pick up this Beatles songbook. I always pick these up. This one's a different one than the ones that I've showed previously, because it's the ones I've showed previously was done by Stu Phillips, and it's like easy listening versions of the Beatles. This one is actually, this is a folk group out there for anybody that doesn't know who they are. All the things you would expect for early Beatles songs. So, sorry that I rushed through that. I started to rush through it, and then I realized that my camera was going to cooperate. This is like the 5th time I've tried this video. So I had to go in and delete some programs that was making it shut off. So, I mean, you know how it is when you install a program. I had installed a radio station app or something, and it kept constantly shutting off. Not just the camera, but my tablet in general would keep doing that. It's so annoying. And my coffee's cold. That's even more annoying. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and stay tuned for another video here shortly. yeah, we'll see you in the next vinyl update.